Why do you keep waking up when the world is quiet, your body is tired, and your mind didn't plan to be alert? If this has happened more than once, especially between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., it's easy to call it insomnia and move on. But Scripture has always treated the night hours differently, because the night removes distractions. The night exposes what the day hides, and the night is often when hearts are quiet enough to hear clearly. If you've ever woken up during that hour with a strange awareness, a weight, a thought, a nudge, or an unexplainable alertness, this message is for you. Most people ignore this moment and miss what God is trying to show them. Before you force yourself back to sleep, there are 3 things you should do. Not because the hour itself is mystical, but because of what God often does with people who are awake when the world is still. Some of the most pivotal moments in Scripture happened while others were sleeping. Chapter 1. Why this hour feels different. Between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., the body is at its weakest, the mind is less guarded, and the soul is more honest. That's why unresolved thoughts, unspoken prayers, and buried concerns tend to surface when the noise disappears. God doesn't use the quiet to scare you. He uses it to reveal what distractions usually cover up. The night shows you what the day helps you avoid. When God spoke to Samuel, it wasn't during the busyness of the day. It was in the stillness of the night. And at first, Samuel didn't even recognize the voice. What if this quiet hour isn't random? What if it's the moment God is trying to shift something in you? God doesn't always speak loudly. Sometimes He simply wakes you. Chapter 2. First thing to do, become still. The most common mistake people make when waking at night is reaching for their phone, checking the time, or fighting the moment. Scripture teaches the opposite. Be still and know that I am God. Stillness isn't passive, it's intentional. It's an act of trust. When you wake during that hour, don't panic, don't analyze, don't rush. Just acknowledge God's presence. God does not interrupt your rest without purpose. If you rush past this moment, you may miss what God is gently trying to whisper. God often speaks in quiet ways, not through pressure or noise. You don't need fancy words, just honesty. God, I'm listening. Stillness creates clarity. Chapter 3. Second thing to do, examine what's rising. Once you're still, something usually surfaces. A thought, a concern, a name, a conviction. Many people avoid this part because honesty is uncomfortable. But Scripture reminds us that God's mercies are new every morning. And in biblical understanding, morning begins in the night. Renewal often starts before sunrise. God brings things to your mind at this hour because defenses are low and truth is clearer. It could be a relationship you've been avoiding, a decision you've delayed, a habit you've justified, or a calling you've been resisting. God isn't accusing you, He's inviting you into alignment. Conviction is not condemnation, it's direction. The thoughts waking you up tonight may be the instructions God is giving you for tomorrow. What you ignore in the night often becomes heavy during the day. Chapter 4. Third thing to do, pray specifically. When people wake at night, prayers often become anxious or rushed. Scripture shows a different pattern. Jesus prayed at night, not in panic, but in alignment. Specific prayer matters because vague prayers avoid responsibility, while honest prayers invite change. You don't need long prayers, you need real ones. Something simple like, God, help me obey what you're showing me. Prayer isn't performance. It's participation. If you pray with fear, you waste the moment. If you pray with surrender, everything can shift. Obedience often begins quietly before it shows up publicly. Chapter 5. What this moment is not. Let's be clear. Waking up at night is not automatically a warning, an attack, or a prophecy. The Bible doesn't teach superstition. It teaches discernment. This hour isn't a curse. It's a call, but only if you respond wisely. God leads through peace, not fear. If waking at night fills you with anxiety, The invitation isn't obsession, it's prayer, reflection, and sometimes wise counsel. God's voice is consistent with his loving and patient character. Chapter 6. Why God Uses the Night. Throughout Scripture, God shaped people in the night. The night humbles us. It removes performance. It invites honesty. God often does his deepest work when no one is watching. If you're waking consistently, it may be because God is preparing you for clarity, growth, or obedience. Preparation usually happens in private before it appears in public. Chapter 7. Final thought. The goal of waking at night isn't the night. It's the alignment that follows. When you respond instead of resist, peace returns. Clarity grows. Rest follows. Obedience brings rest, not exhaustion. The next time 3 a.m. comes, will you treat it as random or as the start of something meaningful? If this message spoke to you, subscribe to With Reasons and turn on notifications. And tell me in the comments, has this ever happened to you? What did God show you? Your story might help someone else stop fighting the night and start listening.